Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. This is the first podcast. Yeah, first episode. And by the way, it is completely raw, unedited. Okay. So, what this is the rundown of uh, what my podcast is about. Okay. So, I've got, several topics um, that I can talk about. I'm going to, tell you some of them. So here we go. So I talk about food, games, movies, music, clothing, and fashion, which I don't really have that much fashion sense, but we'll get there. Um, Automotive, such as like how to do this and blah 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 blah, and that is going to be strictly for people who have no idea what a car is. In other words, I'm just being funny though. So moving on, we'll talk about comics, like comic books, and how the market has fallen on those. We'll talk about collector cards, trading cards, in other words, and there's a rabbit hole there. Legos. If anybody likes Legos out there, I still love them. I don't play with them right now, but I still love them. I have tons of them for sale in a private collection. So moving on. Another thing we'll talk about is crime. Now, as far as crime, that will be very limited to what I talk about because my show is supposed to be G-rated, not R-rated or anything like that. I would like for it to be able to be seen by everyone, no matter their age, and try not to scare anybody. But what I mean by crime is if there's something happening right now, I'd be like, hey, okay, I got to let you know there's something happening right now, just in case you don't watch the news or anything like that. In fact, there's a lot of stuff out there that they will not show on the news that they'll show on online on the internet and stuff like that. Sorry for any background noise, but like I said, this is raw and unedited. So, but that will change down the line. This is also a video for me to, see how everything goes and what I need to change. And yeah, I know the lighting, it probably needs changing and stuff like that. And by the way, if, feel free to leave a comment and say, hey, you need to do this, you need to do that, or whatever. Educate me. I mean, I'm going in this kind of blind. So, moving on. So we'll talk about TV shows. And by the way, as far as movies and TV shows, we'll talk about the stuff going on today, but we'll also talk about retro shows and shows that have been canceled, stuff like that. I'm a big TV show movie buff, so you can pick each other's brains on that. Talk about hair, and if you haven't noticed, I have really long hair. We'll talk about like hair products and styles and stuff like that. Electronics. What's the latest and greatest electronic, or what's an electronic that you've probably never seen before, never heard of, and once you see it, you'll be like, oh my gosh, why didn't I hear about that? That was awesome. Like, we'll talk about what fun things are happening. Out there. If there's an event coming up, whether it be now, I'm based in Pleasant Garden. They have events here. We're a very very small town. I believe there's a couple things coming up in here in the summertime. As far as Greensboro, you have stuff downtown, stuff like that. So we'll talk about stuff like that. And if I haven't said it, each one of these topics is going to be an episode. And I would like to limit my episodes to like 10 minutes, and that's it. So that way you're not, bored out of your mind. I try not to bore you. I'm sorry. Moving on, we'll talk about books. What's a cool book out there or whatever. I have books myself that I've written. I am an author. I am an editor. I am a producer. I am a non-paid actor. If anybody has watched my videos, you've seen my short TV show that I made called Trapped. So look into that if you haven't seen that. We'll talk about AI of tomorrow. In other words, artificial intelligence of the tomorrow and how scary it is, but how beneficial it could be also. So it has its pros and cons. We'll talk about health. And in other words, we'll talk about how, you can take care of yourself, how you can exercise and eat right and stuff like that. And we'll talk about, the bad foods out there that have like chemicals in them and stuff like that. And should you still be eating it? I hardly eat fast food anymore. Once in a blue moon, I'll go out and get some just cause, I got that craving. But otherwise I'll cook my own food, make my own food. And let's see. Last thing we'll talk about, well, this might drop under music, but we'll talk about bars, like dive bars, stuff like that. I love bars. I think I get it probably from my grandfather, who, by the way, I still have. I have his 1934 Gibson guitar that I would love to sell, but it's hard to actually get a price on that and everything. So, as a celebrity out there watching this, hit me up, because you would probably be the person to want it. But I'll do a video on that. I'll get there. Okay. But as far as talking about bars and stuff, be like, yeah, go to this bar. This bar is the greatest bar around. All that. Let's see. So I have a list of names for my show. I'm thinking about changing it from my channel, because there's other guys out there that have my channel, and I do apologize. I did not know that when I set this up. So, but I have probably about 20 or 30 names that I could, do a rundown and see if y'all want to pick one. Maybe you can, tell me something like that. Giveaways. So down the road, I will be giving away either new stuff or used stuff, stuff like that. I can't really tell you what, but yeah, I'll be doing that. Special guests, friends and family, come on the show. If there's any celebrities out there who want to come on the show, I doubt it, but if you want to come on a small town show, and hang out and have a good time. Anyway, but they would come on the show to talk about, you talk about any of those topics, or if they would like to share a really good old story about something. I'm from the country, and we share stories. So, excuse me one second. Alexa, off. Sorry if that interrupted your Alexa. Anyway, local bands can come on the show, talk about their band if they want. And business owners, small business owners, if you want to talk about your business, that's, you come on. It's a great way to do that. Promotions. I will be promoting as well my books that I've wrote, um, and there's a little small list of that and everything. And also anything, if I have anything for sale that you would like to buy, I'll throw that in there too. Just be like, hey, I got this for sale today, and blah 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 blah. And last would be donations. So I will be taking donations, not money, but if you have, something that you would like to donate, either to the show or if you'd like to donate to someone, you feel free to let us know what you have first, of course. And if it's something that we don't want to take, we will find someone that actually can use it, stuff like that. Okay. Um, I have enough junk as it is, just like everybody else is. But no, seriously, no. If you have donations, that's great. But um, I won't be taking donated money, and I will not give away money. Okay. Um, just can't do that. Okay. So anyway, I'm past my 10 minutes. I think I'm only allowed like 15 minutes. So anyway, just to wrap it up, I hope that you have enjoyed watching so far, and I promise you it will get better, because this is like I said, this is rough, and I'm doing my best, and I hope to have somebody come in and be like, yo man, we need to fix this, and I might see something on here too that I'll sit there and go, okay, I need to fix this. The lighting is like one of the hardest things to do when you are videotaping anything. um so that's one thing I have learned. uh so yeah, right now my lights are like these really bright lights, and they might actually have a negative effect. uh so anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed. Y'all like and subscribe, leave me a comment. Thank y'all very much. I'll see y'all next time.